Hi everybody, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Gambit figure. So before we take a look at Gambit, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. Now Gambit is the add-on figure from the Caliban wave, so he doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. So first up, he comes with his staff, and it looks pretty good. At least it's actually cast in silver, since Hasbro's been casting things in gray lately. I thought they didn't have any silver plastic, but look at that, they do. So you can fit this in his right hand, and it fits very loosely. As you can tell when you move him, it'll just do that. See, and there, it just about fell out of his hand. So yeah, this is constantly falling out of his hand. And I might try boiling the hand and seeing if I can make the grip a little tighter. But yeah, that's super irritating, you know, because that's the main weapon he has. So to have him not be able to hold it is pretty irritating. Should be able to hold it a lot better than that. So next up, he comes with a charged playing card for his standard left hand. And it's done in all translucent pink. And I would have preferred the card to have some paint detail to it. Well, just some paint detail to it, I should say. I would have liked it to look like a real playing card. But this is just all translucent pink. I do like how it has the flame coming off of it. I wish the other effect, which I'll show in a second, had that. So you just wedge that in between his two fingers right there. And it looks pretty good. I like it. He can hold it a lot tighter than I thought he'd be able to. I thought it would be really loose and just fall out of his hand. Actually, it was vice versa. I thought this would stay in his hand just fine. I figured this would fall out, and it's the opposite. This stays in just fine. This is constantly falling out. So he also comes with an alternate left hand. And the left hand is super infuriating. So this is him throwing multiple cards. And like I said, I wish it would have had this flame effect to it. Because that would have looked good on all of them. But it doesn't. I mean, it still looks good, but I wish it would have had that flame to it. Actually, it would probably have been sideways since he's whooshing it like that. Now, this doesn't have any articulation to it at all. It doesn't have a hinge or swivel or anything. So that's pretty irritating. And mine is so tight in the hand that it doesn't move. So as you can see, I don't know if the camera picked that up, but it also makes a noise when you try to get it in his hand. Now it does look good, like I said, it's like he's throwing them, and it looks pretty good. Now his whole hand is done in that translucent pink, so the paint apps towards the end of the fingers, and it gets a little iffy, especially there on the underside of his hand. But for the most part, it's not bad. I mean, I've seen worse. But trying to swivel the wrist right here doesn't work at all. I'm just moving his arm. And I tried moving it, but then it felt like it was going to break because it wasn't moving and I was trying to force it to. So, there. So I might try sanding that down. I don't know if that's a problem with all of them. But yeah, it's super tight and doesn't allow any articulation. And that is irritating. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at his head sculpt. If I can ever get this hand in here. There. So now, taking a look at the head sculpt. I really love this head sculpt. I would have preferred the hair to be in multiple directions instead of all just windswept to one side. Also, now that I'm looking at it up close, he has just a little bit of paint missing there. But he does have some paint variation to his hair. And I'm really glad that we're seeing some variation in hairs to figures lately. Because that just looks really good. Like I said, I would prefer just a little bit, maybe just even a couple hairs just draping over this side. But it's all windswept. And looking at the eyes, they came out pretty clean. But looking at the head sculpt there, it looks really nice. And they used the printing tech to give him some scruff right there. I thought it was sculpted on at first, but no, it's just printed on with that printing tech. And looking at his torso, he has some pretty good sculpt detail. And I like the colors that Hasbro went with. This metallic blue and the metallic pink there. It looks very nice. Hasbro did a really good job with that. And this has a little bit of sculpt detail to it, and I thought it had a texturing, but they actually just used that printing tech to print that on. Like I said, I thought it was sculpted on, but nope, it's just printed on. And this jacket is the same thing. The jacket and the arms are the same thing as the multiple man figure. The jacket is a reuse from the Ultimate Nick Fury, but it is a lot more pliable and a lot more soft. But yeah, that's a reuse. And looking at the legs, I want to say these legs are just the Spider UK mold retooled to have the pink rectangles right here. I want to say, I'm not 100% positive because they do have that and it is sculpted on, it's not just painted on. But right here, it looks like a reuse from that. But like I said, I could be wrong. But they're painted on very clean, and that looks good. Now they use a black peg, or a pink peg, a pink peg, and it sticks out over the black right here. It is on the inside of his leg, so you won't see it as much. But it'd be nice for them to do like half and half colored pegs, like half pink, half black, or just paint some black over that. But like I said, at least it's on the inside of his leg, and you really won't see it for the most part. And then finally, looking at his boots down here, they used a marbleized blue metallic plastic, and that looks really good. So now let's go over the articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look all the way back. The color does hinder his articulation just a little bit, so he could probably move back a little farther if that wasn't there. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. He has single-jointed elbows that can bend all the way in. Oh, he has ball-jointed shoulders, swiveled the bicep, forgot to say that. Single-jointed elbows, and these elbows really don't bother me. I mean, double-jointed elbows would have been nice, but he can bend in pretty far. And he has, let me just take this out of his hand. I know it's going to drop while I'm doing this anyway. He has a hinge on the right wrist that can move up and down and side to side. He has swivel on the left wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can move back slightly and can crunch forward all the way. He has swivel at the waist that can move side to side. He has ball jointed hips that can move out that far. He can kick forward all the way. And he can kick back all the way, but, you know, this is really soft, so it isn't really going to hinder it that much, but it does look funny. He has swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the shin, swivel at the ankle that can move down all the way, up all the way, and an ankle rocker. So the articulation is really good on him too. I mean, for the arms, it's pretty much just the same as multiple man. So now let's do some size comparisons here. Let me see if this will stay in his hand. Maybe if I do this, it will stay in his hand better. Okay, so now size comparisons. If I can not knock him over. Let's get that back in his hand. Okay, now size comparisons. So here he is next to multiple man. And they are about the same height. With his hair, Gambit's just slightly taller. Here he is next to the Toy Biz Gambit. And man, he is short and pretty small. The staff on this one was just very wonky and very misshapen. No matter how many times I boiled it, it would always go back to that bent shape. But I still really like the soft goods jacket on this Gambit. This one has a broken hand too, so I'm really glad that Hasbro made this one because this is a very good improvement. Just like with Beast, this figure is amazing. Here he is next to the X-Men box set Toy Biz Gambit. And I also like this one's jacket. I'm not sure which one I like most. Since the other one has a broken hand, at the end of this video I might try to swap the jackets and see how that looks. So there he is next to that one. And finally, here he is next to the Juggernaut Wave Rogue. And man, I'm so glad we got these two remade. They look really awesome together. I'm actually using the knee pads and the jacket from the Toy Biz box set version on the Hasbro version. So yes, I'm really glad we have these two remade. Because the Toy Biz one, the less said about that one, the better. So now, before I end this video, let me try and take the jacket off of the previous Gambit and put it on this one and see how it looks. Okay, so this is what he looks like with the Toy Biz Gambit soft goods jacket on. And I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, you can do that if you want. I really didn't think that the jacketed arms would fit under the fabric, but it does. I figured I might have to swap the arms to get it to fit, but nope, it fits just fine. So yeah, you could also do that if you want. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.